We'll be back from the break and in here with the Policon, where we discuss politics and economics. And tell you what, we are now into our final part of the discussion. I do hope such discussions, if you're a youth out there, young people, especially the fresh graduates who are out there already, and those who are actually intending to as well join institutions of higher learning, university to speak of, be it, let's say, technical institutes. How best are you going to tap into these available platforms? Because there are quite many. And to tell you, you get to realize that as we move into an era of pretty much digital transformation, speaking of ICT and innovation, you realize that conversations regarding business are one of those that the young people should engage in with a lot of vigor and a lot of passion, because it is the money economy that we are living in. Everything is driven around money. A lot more is driving the world, but well, if you do not have the money, then it's quite rare for you to at least succeed in life, if I'm to put it in that way. I'm still with the Honorable Bennett Odoi, who is a Member of Parliament for the youth in Eastern Uganda, representing Eastern Uganda, if I'm to put Honorable. Speaking of skilling, we've had a discussion, we've talked about vocational and training institutes in the country. Right. Do you think these ones are the answers to our level, or should our education setting be driven around them? Because most of the parents actually pushing their children or the students into these vocational institutions.
We've had President comment quite often about the oil industry. The future, the immediate future of this country
is in the oil and gas sector.
70 years.
Yes.
Is oil and gas sector.
Yes.
The big question is, do we have the human resource as a country? Or this immense opportunity is going to be sold out to foreigners? We will not even have any control if we don't prepare our citizens, because then we will need the skills.
Okay.
We will need the skilled labor to perform these tasks. Now, if we don't prepare our own citizens to take on this mantle, then we are not having a complete conversation.
Okay.
I can make reference to the conversation now is about the oil pipeline construction, which is going to take tens of thousands of human resource.
Yes.
The question is, how many technical institutions do we have? And have we tailored our interest to actually prepare our citizens? Because this big population of the youth would be a huge resource for human resource.
Okay.
And later on for consumption. Because if you have a small population, even if you have bulk produce, you cannot consume. But here we are blessed with a very booming population of the youth, which can be translated into a very good, strong workforce.
Okay.
Now for me, we have to address this specifically looking at the interest of the day.
Okay.
If we could segment and have a science-based research report and approach.
Okay.
That in the oil industry, we need, say, 20,000 workforce for the next 50 years. Divide this country into 4, say every region bring 10,000. Identify them, train them. We are giving these contracts to foreigners. Why not put a cap on that agreement that before you start this contract, we actually require you to bring here your tools, your experts, to train our team, such that our group, our citizens, are only not used to search where the oil pipeline is going to be constructed.
So that they are known, what you could say, porter.
Kagwira, working for Kagwira, or Mereyale,
20K, 15K.
Yes, even less.
Okay.
Now, we will be shocked and ashamed as a country if by the time we start these immense projects, these contractors, for heaven's sakes, they are foreigners.
No.
If we don't manage them in the contract that come and train our manpower.
They're
when
only
you
going...
feel they are ready,
Yes.
because you're going to absorb them,
Yes.
then you start. Then you're wasting time. We're also looking at the mining industry.
Yes.
It's booming.
Very true.
If you go to eastern Uganda, Busia,
Okay.
there's a lot of gold and other minerals. There's a lot of mining taking place. If you go to Sebei, there's also iron ore, people are mining, Karamoja also, and Kasese across the country, Mubende here. But the methods are very rudimentary. We have big players being given licenses.
Okay.
Why not dictate and say, for you to start this project, as a country, this is what we demand. We are giving you 10,000 youth.
Okay.
Just tell us the basic qualification you want. We should be maybe models of communication. If someone can communicate
Yes.
in a language understood by the other person, they can be trained in these activities. These are manual work, mechanics, welding, all these things. You don't need a university degree. You don't need a senior force certificate.
Yes.
You need a sense of mind aligned to that.
Okay.
Address this using tourism. Huge potential. Tap it, prepare the youth, give them the subsidies, and explore this. I believe when we now set up the technical institutions closer to our people, if we are talking of having primary schools in each and every sub-county, yet we've had all this for as long as Uganda has existed. Why
Okay.
not say in every parish or sub-county,
Yes.
we need a technical school equipped, not only structures, because we have schools where you only find a signpost, blah blah blah, technical school. When
Yes.
you go there, the teachers are not there, the tools of trade are not there, you only find structures. So we need to audit and find out, are we prepared for this? If not, then we need to channel our resources to that. We've done well on the issue of the superstructure of health has been well.
Okay.
That's how we, as a country, were ranked, I think, the best in Africa and among the top 10 in the world
From the health.
on the COVID issue.
Okay.
But just recently, we were faced with a monster
Of
drug supply.
okay.
Drugs available in the stores, but the bureaucracies, Minister of Finance releasing money, Minister of Health, NDA. Man, what are we doing? You have drugs, money has been spent,
and
but you
of
only
course-
don't have money to take to
And
the
in the
consumers.
and in the upcountry, very few drug supplies as well.
Exactly.
So you get to realize all that is another hindrance.
Now that impacts negatively on the quality of life of our citizens.
Especially the young people, by the way.
Yes, because they're the majority. They're the ones who need this. So if you don't address this, then we are having a huge gamble.
Okay.
As we look through the technical skilling, we need to move
Okay.
also with the health perspective and the issue of promoting equity.
And
Consider everyone.
now, Honorable, when you look at what is the best way that the legislative arm should at least set up programs, and which steps should we take? Are we going to take to at least sustain these initiatives and programs being put aside or being put up? Because you realize in Africa, Uganda's kind of policies are always highly rated. The only challenge we always face is the implementation,
Yes,
they say.
right.
Now, when you look at the initiatives and the discussions we've had here in the show, for example, regarding the best way the government should do to at least address the hindrances to the young people, the barriers, economic situations, and to prepare them for the job market, I should say job market or the business world, what then, or which steps can we take
I want
to see that
look
this
at,
is sustainable?
I want to look at only 3 approaches, which forms the core
Okay.
of roles of members of parliament.
All right.
One is oversight.
Okay.
Before 11th parliament, there was the 10th parliament.
Yes.
In the 5-year tenure, money was disbursed, budgets were made
Yes.
for these programs. The task is now on us, through our different committees, to do an oversight role and ensure if money was budgeted for this cause,
Yes.
did it serve the purpose? Yes. What then should we do? If it did not serve the purpose, can we have the culprits put to order to account for the money? Can we ask for audit? Can we ask for forensic audit of the taxpayers' money already? So that comes under the oversight.
Okay.
The second one is budget appropriation. Right now we are handling the budget framework paper. Proposals by the different ministries, government agencies, the MDAs on where they want to put the money.
Okay.
As members of parliament, it is our task now to audit and say, is this money going to have impact on this demographic? If not, why should we pass the budget? The onus is on us to look through the different budgets and see, does it cater for the youth across the country? Or it only serves to the purpose of a few who are within certain level? The other one is legislation. The onus is upon us to come up with the legislation that then addresses this. It is a fact that as a country, it's all said that, which is the fact that we have the best legislations.
Yes.
Implementation, like you rightly said, is the issue. So the oversight should manage that. Now, the legislative aspect, we should come out with new policies, new legislations, new enactments that directly has a bearing on our people. We've had the issues of LGBT affecting our youth. Can we
Eating us up.
Yes. How can we plan and address this? Can we speak about this freely to our people so that whoever is interested in it knows the consequences? So for me, the three-dimensional approach: legislation, we make laws and policies that directly has a bearing on this. We look at monitoring what has already been done.
Yes.
Then the budget, we apportion money to a cause that has a bearing on our people, on the agenda, economically, politically, and socially.
Now, as we are trying to as well come up with the final discussion here, looking at 2023, the International Monetary Fund did reveal that the global economy is likely to go into a recession due to at least the shocks that have been happening, due to unbearable conditions, Russia, Ukraine, now the earth. So you get to realize 2023 does not look so positive as such, and 2024 would be a better projection. But now the young people, in such a time, it actually becomes even worse for them. It's a new year, of course. The new year is always coming up with a lot of high hopes, and yes, the projections we make are always new year plans. You write them down, and by the time the year is done, the only achievement is you're still alive, which is always which is a plus. Now 2023, the young people, what do you think the youth should do to at least put themselves in a better position than they were last year, in a position where they may not be recognized by government, but by society, being, let's say, for example, you're influential in a way. You may not be influential as a celebrity, but influential in the society you come through as a young person.
One, I want to urge my fellow youth who gave me and my colleagues the mandate
to represent them.
Leadership.
That
the edge is with us. The youth, at least all factors standard, have hopes of living for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 60 years, and maybe 70 years. Because a young man who is now 20, or people live up to 90, will still live.
Yes.
Now, with that hope, it should guide us that let's not make decisions recklessly.
Yes.
Just this week there was a report on the skyrocketing rise in HIV infection. And the bulk of it is within the age demography where we fall. So my message is, since this is not a preserve of Uganda as a country, let's embrace the little that is available, especially for an ordinary youth across the country. The issue of YLP, the money may be little, that they give you between 500,000 to 12.5 million shilling. I believe it's not so bad.
Yes.
The other information that I want to give to the fellow youth, and especially the leaders, is that PDM is part of you. Form groups.
Yes.
And use our offices. Demand for what belongs to you. Demand for what belongs to us.
Yes.
Don't wait for the electioneering process that will start next year.
Yes.
That the big politicians will come and give you guidance. Stand tall for a cause that you believe in. Embrace what God has provided, what we have provided as leaders, and pursue that. But also, quite often, the youth, we want to jump levels. You find you've just graduated from the university, or you've just started a project, maybe you're earning 2 million a month, you're seeing someone earning 100 million, and you're already beefing. There's a process.
Very true.
Growth itself is a process. So let's take a day at a hand, as then we look forward to bettering our lives and becoming better citizens. But also fundamentally, on a political dimension, we are living in a multi-party dispensation. Different parties, different interests. But at the end of the day, poverty does not know any color. Doesn't know whether you're NRM, you're opposition, you're what. You don't vote, poverty will hit you, or wealth will escape from you. Let's concentrate on that brings empowerment to us. Let's not allow to be used and misused politically. Yet we know at the end of the day, it's a gain for only a few.
Yes.
But also I want to prepare them that as we are getting closer to next general election, mobilize amongst yourselves. It is very possible. Do the saving. Support your cause. If you're not relevant now in your community, you cannot be relevant tomorrow in the electoral process.
Okay.
And as long as you're a citizen of this country, go get your national ID because it's your birthright. Go for the facilities that are available as programs meant to support the youth cause and be counted. Be prepared to take leadership position.
Okay.
Not only political leadership positions, it may be business, it may be religious,
Yes.
it may be otherwise. But I would urge my fellow youth,
Yes.
let's embrace sports. Like now I'm so much engaged in promotion of sports.
Yes.
We're into boxing,
Yes.
we're into kickboxing, we're into athletics. And this is a cause that no one has control over you.
Yes.
As
Because
long as
if
you
you're
give it your
talented
time,
and
you're talented,
the
you
passion.
train. We are ready.
Okay.
The issues of people qualifying and they can't move because of air ticket,
Yes.
because of minor reasons. I believe our leadership as youth MPs, we are able to bridge that gap. And also opportunities that come in civil service, military, police, prisons. These are meaningful engagements. It is you and I to protect the aspirations of this country. Let's join. If you're out there and an opportunity comes, please let's embrace that and serve our country in different perspectives.
All right. And then your final remarks as we are winding up with our discussion here today.
My final remark is one is to the government that let's be considerate and deliberate enough.
Okay.
Let's not forget that our population is 70% youth. If we misuse this youth, they can be a time bomb.
Okay.
I would urge fellow leaders that let's work towards the betterment and giving hope to the youth. But also to the youth, let's wake up. If you're engaged in any hustle, please don't lose hope. You're there doing your commando, you're doing welding, you're a farmer somewhere doing value addition, you're a musician banging us with raps, you are an athlete, you're a boxer. I want to give you hope. Stay strong. This is our country. Opportunities are coming. Let's work together. Our offices are open. Youth MP, Eastern Region, and my colleagues, come and speak about the talent. We will support you, we will promote you, and take your voice. Be part of the conversation anytime. Thank you.
All right. Many thanks for having us. And that is Honorable Bernard Odoi, who is a Member of Parliament representing the youth in Eastern Uganda, and of course belonging to the legislative arm. Our discussion was basically looking at how effective the legislative arm has been, and how effective is it in regards to conversations rotating around youth's involvement in the social and economic development in the country. Quite a number of initiatives and programs have been put in place by government to ensure that the young people, the youth, will be able to at least benefit in the long run. Of course, there are various steps being taken to ensure that this continuously grows more and beyond. The young people, or abavubuka, the youth, form up the largest number of Uganda's population today, not only in Uganda but across Africa. And it's a discussion in every African country to at least have a narrative where the youth always step up and lead the new era of doing things. With the world filled up with technology and being driven to the ICT sector, you realize the young people have a chance to step up. And to you, my fellow young people out there who are watching, the opportunities are wide, and it's a happy new year. Then that means we can still say let's become more happy, more aggressive, and you never know what will happen by the end of the year. And this has been the Policon, where we discuss politics and of course the state of the country's economy. The Policon here on Smart 24 TV. As we are actually saying goodbye, get us on GOTV channel 394. DSTV's channel 372. Meanwhile, for YouTube streams, as well as if at all you've missed where we started with the program, you can go on there and find out more discussions there and review it and rewatch again for more conversations of the Policon. That is Smart 24 TV Live. The website is smart24tv / that is smart24.tv / news if you want to get real-time business updates, both local and international. Twitter, smart24tv. I'm Joram Paul Sonko. Till next time, have a blessed week, and may God see you through as your endeavor to make some good money.